Ако се протегна.
Hello, my astrology family. This is Lada from astrolada.com, here with sidereal, Babylonian, Vedic, all ancient prefixes, astrologer and scholar Trifon Nikolov. Hi, Trifon. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
We missed you. You were gone when all this happened. People want to know, how is it indicated in the sidereal zodiac, and why is it happening, and how long is it gonna last?
Yes, I was not talking about the virus intentionally for some time because you know why. I didn't saw too many good things to say, and I saw that many astrologers are scaring people, maybe because they're tending to talk about the bad things, or yeah, or this is just what they saw. So I didn't want to be in this group so much. And another reason, I just wanted to wait a little bit for one important event in the sky to happen. Namely, this is the beginning of the new astrological year according to the ancient rules. The rules of ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt. The beginning of the year, especially in Mesopotamia, were connected with the beginning of the new moon appearing very close to the equinoxes.
This last new moon that we had, basically.
Yes. So this happened to be the end of the last astrological year and the beginning of the new one, according to the Mesopotamian ancient tradition of astrology. Maybe you know, Mesopotamian astrology is, in practice, the proven one, archaeologically speaking, as the most old. Because we have like Vedic astrology from India and so on, but there is like oral tradition, and they don't have artifacts to prove that of such antiquity, but we have from Mesopotamia. And so that's why I was waiting.
So it will tell us the whole year ahead, this new moon?
Yes, it is important for the whole new year. And so I was waiting for new insight, possibly thinking that maybe somewhere something will be shown there, something new, something different. And so it happened that I was somehow lucky with that. Why? First, there was a probability that the moon will appear in Pisces, which would have been very good, because in that moment Jupiter and Venus were in trine, Jupiter were ruling the moon, so this would have been extremely good, but it doesn't happen. I go out in the evening to see if the moon will appear, but it didn't appear. This was, I think, 25th March.
So it was delayed one day.
Yes, so on the 25th, according to the probabilities, it must have appeared, but it didn't appear. And so I waited for the next day, and I thought that we are doomed, because the moon will appear in Aries, because we will appear in square with Saturn and Mars will be the ruler of the moon in conjunction with Saturn. And all this happened.
Oh.
This happened on the next day. So this happened, but I go there to look. It was like 8 p.m. Still not nighttime, but the moon was visible very high in the sky, and it was pretty good looking, so to say, white moon. And I stand there for 1 hour to look what will happen. So slowly, it became darker, and Venus appeared above the moon, high above the moon, but Venus was there. So this is a good sign. Venus were giving support. So Venus is love, care, friendship. Venus was looking from the moon, seventh house ruler. If I accept the moon for ascendant in Aries, Venus will rule the second house. It will rule the seventh house, which shows that in that year ahead, the energies connected with mutual help and benefit, like in alliance, will preside over everything, and also that there will be enough resources because Venus is ruling the resources in this case. And so this was a good sign. And then I looked, where is the moon? So still I was looking, the moon changed its color from white. After like half an hour, the moon became golden. It was extremely beautiful golden moon. Very like a little bit dark gold color, like old gold. It was very, very beautiful thing to see. And of course, I think that this color shows good things. In general, this is the color of the sun. Because of this, of course, this will show that there will be some good emotions there in the year for people. And also it's important for many other things. But this is not what I want to say now. In one moment, I realized that the moon is exactly in line with two very important stars. And I have read about them in the previous day again. And I realized that those two stars are so extremely important in this situation now, because they are the so-called protective pair in Aries. These are the stars Sheraton and Mezartim. So they are in the beginning, in the head of the constellation of Aries. And so the interesting thing is not coming here from Mesopotamian astrology, but from Vedic astrology. Because in Vedic astrology, those two stars are known as the heavenly healers.
The Ashwins.
The Ashwinis, yes. So the heavenly healers were exactly aligned with the moon to the degree, in the same degree as the moon appeared.
Wow, this is a great sign.
Yes, so this was so much good to see. It gave me great hope because these are the healers that are said to be able to revive even the dead.
Wow.
In my astrological practice, I have seen that many people who have the moon there in this place of the sky, they are actually they are really physicians or healers.
Wow.
So the stars of healing rise with the moon, giving a sign for the year. And this, I think, it is promising that there will be great help
for healing
from medicine community and healers, and that they will be able to find a cure.
Amen.
and to put it in practice this year.
Wow. Thank you, God. Thank you for this sign. We need it now more than ever.
Yes, so the heavenly healers were there. So and later I thought that Aries, so the beginning of Aries is associated with the rebirth of Jesus Christ, also, in astrological theology, so to say. Again, maybe because of those stars there. There are many reasons for that, but this is the opinion of the astrologers through the ages. And the moon appeared there with those healing stars, with those reviving, lifting from the dead stars.
Wow.
They're twins. So this is the most important.
That's great. We don't need bye. Okay. We don't need anymore. No more. No other prediction.
Now we can talk about the problems.
Okay. No, bye. Bye.
Yeah. But there with the moon, they appeared with the moon, and this is the moon for the next 12 months. The position in the heavens that shows the next 12 months with the healing stars. So the things will be, after all, not so bad as otherwise they can be, definitely. So still there is the Mars and Saturn conjunction at the same place, at the same time, making square, but it was not visible. Also with the moon appeared some lucky stars. I was looking, and the star Menkalinam appeared.
It's leadership, wasn't it? It was leadership star.
Menkalinam is a star that gives resources.
Oh, good.
But also is connected with high spiritual essence and condition, following a spiritual path. So it also can represent spiritual help and strength. And Sirius also was visible, which Sirius was once in antiquity leadership star, but changed its color. Now it's a spiritual star. So two stars that are beneficial appeared with the moon.
A lot of spiritual help there.
Yes. So this was very good. So as you can see, I prefer to look from the positive side. Later appeared the star Betelgeuse, but it is not so bright. So let's talk about this star a little bit. So she is connected with the whole situation because, you know, she started to lose brilliance last year. Possibly one of the main signs that something is going on, because this is a star, Betelgeuse, very much revered in all times. She is part of like the body of Osiris in Egyptian astrology.
Is it one of Orion's belt? One of the three of Orion?
No, she is the shoulder. She is the shoulder of Orion.
Okay, okay, so the upper, above the Orion.
She has a little bit like reddish color, unlike the other stars in the constellation. And also in India, she is connected with the lunar constellation Ardra. And this constellation is said to represent the divinity in their pantheon called Rudra, the ancient form of Shiva.
Destruction.
So Rudra is the god of thunder, and it is responsible for destruction, yes. And but in different ways, those different cultures, they are saying that this is one of the important faces of God, so to say. Because, you know, Shiva is one of the divine trinity in India. Osiris also is the main divinity in Egypt, and so on. So in this way, we can see that this star is extremely important. And when she started to look brilliance, it's like something like the face of God maybe becoming darker, something like that. And the associations with Shiva, however, in the philosophy of India is that he is responsible to show the true nature of spiritual reality through distraction, like removing the illusions of the material consciousness and showing the spiritual reality.
Oh, wow.
So, and however, he is still Shiva and Rudra, and in this way, the sign coming from this star, of course, is a star of sign of destruction.
Mm.
But the good thing is that this star started to regain its brilliance already. So she started to lose the brilliance in the last months of the last year, but already she is regaining some of its brilliance. So it's becoming more positive, and this process is going on. So the things then will have to go better after all. And there is something else. There is something else that also there will be a period in this year when the star will be completely invisible because of the proximity to the sun. And this may be important in how destructive is the virus, showing us a time that is not so much destructive when the star is not there. So usually she is disappearing in the middle of May, but now because she is not so bright, she maybe will disappear a little bit earlier. So somewhere in the beginning of May, maybe. And so it will. This I think is showing that there will be not so much mortality and problems in the period. Let's say from the middle of May toward middle of May till September.
And September, what's happening?
September, it's rising again.
And Mars is going crazy then.
Yes, but there will be break. There will be break of the series of events. So this is one of the way to look at things, because many things in the sky showed that there will be such a more difficult time, and one of those is the cycle of Mars, something that I in fact have predicted. So if you have followed the videos that we make here with Lada, you will remember that in the end of October, there was a video about the rising of Mars. And the video was named The Rising of Mars, something like that. The destruction of the weak and weaknesses begins. This was the name of the video. You will be able to find it later under the...
Oh, because then you were saying that Mars is rising in Virgo in the constellation of the Virgin of Diseases. So it shows the next 2 years.
Yes. So Mars has a cycle of 700 days. And in that video, in the end of October, I predicted spread of sicknesses in the 12 minutes and 50 seconds of the video. Bigger prices in the 15th minute of the video. Market crash in the 20th minute and 30 seconds of the video. Also unemployment. All those things were predicted in the video. You can see in those moments, those minutes in the video. In the 26 minutes of the video, I have advised people to try to be more effective, to improve their health and their professional level in order to be in synchronicity with the times that are coming.
So that is not just for September, October, that's for the whole cycle of Mars. That
yes.
So,
and this cycle of Mars, so this is the also generally showing how much these problems will be with us, because how long?
Right.
So the cycle of Mars is till November next year, but it will become much more weaker in July next year.
So till July.
This is one of the moments. So July is one of the moments when there will be much weakening and resolving of those problems connected with the disease. But also I think that there will be another time that additionally will help. And this is earlier than that. It is exactly, in fact, after 1 year from now.
So you think it's going to be around?
In April next year, I think there will be very clear that the problems are going to be resolved in that time. I have searched and compared with other cycles and other events in history, and because of certain cycles of Jupiter, I saw that when Jupiter becomes stronger, then those problems are going to be resolved. For example, with the case with the Spanish flu, the influenza, 100 years ago, was similar event with high mortality and so on. You can find this information. I checked again. Mars in Virgo was connected, not exactly in the same way, but it was connected. And however, I wondered when this ended and why. And I looked, and the only reason that I saw was that Jupiter became very strong. He at the moment of the rising of the sun each day, he was already in culmination when the influenza disappeared. And so this sort of event, when Jupiter will be high in the sky when the sun is rising, will happen after 1 year.
Okay, so Jupiter culminating according to the sun.
Yes, there will be also similar moments now, but now Jupiter will be much afflicted, so I don't consider it to be
In
successful.
Capricorn. But when also when you did, and many astrologers, when they did 2020, they said, well, it's going to be a very good year because Jupiter is going to be in its own sign and Saturn in its own sign and Mars. It's been such a stressful year, though.
Oh, the year is stressful, yes, for now, and it will be obviously more stressful. But this is not removing the meanings of the fact that Saturn and Jupiter are all-time strong, and that they definitely will bring a lot of good things for everyone.
Okay, so they're kind of helping on the background of everything.
Yes, I already have a lot of cases, people who are coming from for horoscopes, and if you have the disease, this is shown.
How?
This is shown already by cycles that are coded there from your birth. Okay. This means that if you have problems, you will have them, and also is definitely also confirmation that the strength of the planets, Jupiter especially, and also Saturn, will give you a lot of good things throughout this year in the respective houses where they are transiting. Yes. So this is not removed. Still, this year will be very good for many things. I can say that people can see that in the big changes in their lives. That probably will give them some important lessons, allowing them to make their life better soon after that. Because all those changes that are happening, I think they will give better spiritual understanding of the people about the important things in life. And in this way, probably Jupiter and Saturn are giving them the golden opportunity to act in certain directions, different for every of the signs.
A lot of the people are rethinking their priorities and really going to the essence and removing a lot of waste from their life now. And well, almost like when you're faced with your own mortality, only the essential and the truly meaningful remains.
Exactly. So, Saturn is the planet of meaning, clearly showing the meaning of life, the truly important things, and Jupiter as the teacher, showing the truth. Again, on including spiritual level. So this cannot be something else than a year that will lead to great progress for people.
Oh, okay. So a lot of people interested. Will there be a global financial crisis this year? Will it?
It's already happening. So to remind, in the Mars video, I am predicting this. Bigger prices, market crash, including also for the moment in the beginning of November, another video, I think, we made when Mars was rising, and I said that I'm expecting crash of the market very soon. I thought it is like in days because of the Mars rising and because of some other evidence that I saw, and it just in that time the the reasons for the crashing of the market happened. They started.
Yeah.
Now we see the results.
What about Venus? Doesn't it show also markets? Isn't soon it's gonna become invisible and then visible again? So we have to watch
Venus,
that
of course,
period.
of course. Yes, yes, yes. Venus is there. Venus is important. One of the things that are important now for the spring is Venus.
To see when it disappears and becomes visible again.
Yes, and also for other things. So first, let's give some clue for the different times of the year and the virus and the market. Then now the next couple of days are maybe the most dangerous days, only comparable to the days in September. Dangerous.
That will come in September.
Yes. So even more dangerous. Why? Because now it is in the sky. It's forming a conjunction between Saturn and Mars in Capricorn, and both planets are very strong in that place. Both planets are malefic. Of course, this is very clear to see, but there is something else connecting this combination exactly with the virus. Why? Because there is one ancient formula for finding the part of sickness in the horoscope. And it is derived by the positions of Saturn and Mars, namely. Basically, the distance between Saturn and Mars is measured and projected from the ascendant. And this way we find the part of sickness. In the day, this is happening from Saturn to Mars, in the night from Mars to Saturn. But when Saturn and Mars are together in conjunction, this means that the distance is very short and that this part of sickness is always on the ascendant. That's why it can be said that in April, the part of sickness is on the ascendant everywhere on Earth. No matter where you are, the part of sickness is always on the ascendant, and especially in exact conjunction with the ascendant in the next 10 days.
It's conjunction on my ascendant, exactly.
And yours,
thank you. Thank you. I should have closed when I said thank you. That was enough. It's like,
okay, you have to be more careful. And everyone with, of course, who have ascendant close to the position of Saturn and Mars now. That's why I consider this next 10 days like probably the most dangerous days for contracting this disease. Yeah, so and all the time in April, Saturn and Mars are in the same sign. Somewhere in the beginning of May, Mars will go in the next sign, which will mean that the part of sickness is moving in the day to be in the 12th house, which is weak, and in the weak means that the part of sickness is not strong. And in the night, it will be in the 2nd house, which is somehow middling. Still, however, not so strong as in the ascendant. So because of this, we can see that in May is better, definitely is better than in April. So in May also, however, we will have some other situations in the sky coming. And these are that 3 planets will become retrograde. And one of them invisible. So even though May in this way shows, in which way, disappearing of Betelgeuse shows less problems. But the retrograde phase of the planets means that people with certain ascendants can experience some health-related issues in that
What
time.
are those ascendants?
Okay, so in sidereal, there are ascendants Leo, Taurus, Sagittarius, Virgo, Cancer, and Libra. In tropical, 88% are that you have the ascendant in those signs: Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn, Libra, Leo, and Scorpio. So these are the two different systems. This means that in May, the rulers of the house of health in the horoscopes of those people will make a retrograde phase. In this way, showing higher probability of some health issue. So this is not to say that you have the virus, but that different things can be there, possibly, not necessarily something really bad, but that if you have something, it is in that time. So that's why we can see that April and May are the critical months with those situations in the sky, Saturn and Mars in April, and the retrograde motions of three planets. These are Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus in May, because they are ruling for those ascendants, which are half of the people on Earth. There's 6 houses, so possibly there can be some more problems. After that, it's not like that so much. And in all those months, we have also in April and in May, let's now talk about something more positive. Both in April and in May, we have Venus strong. Venus just entered Taurus yesterday, which is her own sign, which, for example, will mean that for many people, a period is coming that they are even more healthy. Like these are, for now, for April, this can be people that are, let's see, Taurus ascendant in sidereal, Gemini in tropical, for example, and Sagittarius in sidereal and Capricorn in tropical. They have now the benefits from Venus till the middle of May. Only till that moment, because in that time Venus will become a little bit more problematic for around 20 days. So in that time they can have some troubles. Why? Venus will become retrograde and invisible. Towards the end of May, she will disappear for maybe 2 weeks. But all the other times, like now in April, the first half of May, and later the second half of June, and in July, she is all the time in Taurus, very strong. So she will also bless our lives for each one of us in those moments, in the house where she's moving.
So when Venus becomes so weak, invisible, and retrograde, do you think that's when we're going to feel the financial crisis more seriously?
Okay, some ancient texts are saying that, and this will coincide again in May. Some ancient texts are saying that when Saturn is becoming retrograde, there can be a crash on the market. At the same time, Venus also will become retrograde and going to invisibility. And Venus also is accepted that in certain conditions, she can show a crash of the market, but only if she delays her appearance. So this is something that we have to wait to see if it will happen or not. Roman Kolodov was seeing that in the year 2008. I was there to see how he is looking every day and wondering why Venus is not appearing. And Venus, it was said in ancient astrology of Mesopotamia that if it is not appearing in time, it means big troubles. But this is something to see.
Yeah, so basically we'll have to watch now in May, June, when it becomes visible again, June. I
Yes,
think, and
yes,
then we can know whether there'll be a huge crisis, economic crisis. And I'm not talking like, oh, some stock markets going down. I'm talking about like recession properly, you know.
yes, but even this, that the three planets are becoming retrograde, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus. This is strong sign in May.
That will
And,
slow things down a lot, or turn
and
them.
we have a description that when Saturn becomes retrograde, things, economically speaking, are becoming more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And we have also Jupiter and Venus together with him making the same move. And so May is definitely dangerous to the markets.
And kind of that's when they start turning in personal life, this is when also things start turning around as well. Like,
Yes, but remember, the movements of the planets are something necessary. They are showing universal processes that are needed. In this way, they will don't make anything else by just showing the truth
yes,
and preparing new conditions that with time will prove that are for good.
wonderful. I like to hear that. It's good that you
Yes,
remind us.
yes. So, so we have those things. Later,
You
later,
wonder how
however,
to tell us. You wonder how to tell us. I can see
yes,
that.
I think the summer will be good in July and towards the 20th of August, maybe. It will be much better than now. So in that time, we'll have some relief from this situation. But later, the various things are happening in the heaven and showing that from the 20th of August, we can have more problems again. Why? Because this is the time when the things predicted by the conjunctions of Saturn and Mars now appearing, being in this position with the appearing of the moon for the new year, astrologically speaking, uh, they will be in such condition to show that exactly in that time. So this is something that I'm using astrological technique, not to explain too much. It will turmoil you. So, but exactly in this lunar month after the 20th of August, when the moon is appearing in that time,
So September.
till let's say at least 20th of September, or let's say just September. This is the time when the combined influence of Saturn and Mars is becoming really strong again, both by astrological techniques and both by the fact that they will enter mutual aspect. Saturn and Mars will be making a square in that time.
Mhm. So
And they will
something
be
that's
strong.
happening now, that's the seeds are being sown now in April, will actually escalate then.
Yes, in the end of August and throughout September, this will be the situation when we can expect again similar events.
Mm.
So we are heading now for the summer. For the summer, from the middle of June on, things will become much better till the end of August. And then again, resurgence of the problems because of the cycles that are showing this. And with that, we can see till April 2021, when Jupiter will become very strong. And in this way, I think is showing resolution of the troubles. And completely the problems, I think, will disappear in July next year.
Good. We need a
With the
relief.
disappearance of Mars. Mars is becoming invisible in that time.
Mm. Ooh, well,
So
thank you so much. I mean, it also, if you'd like to have a reading with Trifon, he's doing a promotion almost 50% for $199 a reading for the next 12 months for you, for your personal horoscope, 45 minutes recording. And he's doing a huge discount in those difficult times to help people. So yeah, you can contact. I'll put a link below this video. And do you have more to say? Sorry, or am I interrupting you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So what else? What to do? What to do for the virus? For example, I noticed that here in Florida, where I am, the mortality is much less. It's like around 1%. You know, the usual mortality that is seen now in the statistics is at least 3%, but here is 1% for now. This shows, I think, the validity of something that I felt before, because the virus is liking, you know, the cold, it's liking the such conditions that can be associated with Saturn. So he's dwelling well in conditions connected with the Saturn essence. Then the conclusion will be that the best things that will help to fight the virus will be the ones that are connected with the sun. So of course this means literally to be exposed more on sunlight, and you know about vitamin D. So vitamin D then is very important. And also all we have a rule in astrology that with the colors of the planets. So the golden color of the sun, and you have to search for such foods and herbs and medicines. So
Like
you know,
saffron, yellowish, golden.
yes, like honey, like turmeric, like marigold, chamomile, and such things that have this.
St. John's wort, yeah, as well. It's bright yellow, gold.
This must be helpful because the power of the sun is in those things. Anti-Saturnian. In the sky, the signs of Saturn and the sign of the sun. Even in ancient times, both signs, Cancer and Leo, were considered the signs of the sun. So they are in opposition, showing this balance that they create to each other. Something else. Because the people who have troubles with the virus, they have difficulty breathing. This is definitely a Mercury thing, right? Mercury is the planet that is responsible for all kinds of transportation, including of oxygen in the body. And what I have to say with that is that Mercury is weak in the last month and more. Why? Because he was invisible, still is invisible. He was retrograde. And when he's becoming stronger, in fact, in this way, indicating that those problems with breathing are less probable, or at least they will have better probability to find solution, maybe by producing enough machines, at least for the hospitals. So this is indicated by the Mercury rising in the end of April, around 25th.
Oh, good. Mercury is becoming visible, strengthening the lungs. Perfect.
Yes, so this is also good news. So the most difficult time now, April, a little bit less May, and then after 10th of June, when Venus is becoming visible in that time, showing great improvement around 10th, 11th of June. So around that time, I think things will be much better for the summer.
We can party for the summer and then get ready for the even bigger.
Then around 20th of August, I'm serious, around 20th of August, be ready to be already home, okay?
Wow.
Still it will be shiny, but okay, let's give an example. In the video for Mars, in the end of the video, I want people not to travel. So, okay, okay, in the 28th minute of the video, I said don't travel. This coincided with the moment when the virus was starting to spread its influence in the world in that time. So obviously it was right in place. Later, if you remember for the video for December and January, in the video that we made, I told people not to travel right before Christmas because Saturn and Mercury were setting, becoming invisible in that time. If you know, in that time, the presence of the virus was publicly pronounced to be spreading. So, not good time for travel after 20th of August and in September. If you want to plan something, do it in July and first half of August. You're scaring people.
Sorry, I have a cough. Yeah.
Okay. And so this topic, of course, is extremely serious. I hope that everyone will be healthy. So God bless everyone and give strength to everyone. Things will be, after all, good.
Thank you, Trifon. Thank you for your amazing, such different knowledge and in-depth and explanation. And yeah, God bless everyone and join in prayer. And yeah, what else can I say? That's the most we can do.
The helping influence of the healing stars that appeared with the moon, giving sign for the year, is there. Definitely great hope, definitely great sign for the year. So solution will be there earlier than expected. You know, the vaccines, they say that will arrive like year and a half after the beginning of the process.
Yeah.
So it will be definitely earlier. So we have great hope that much earlier we will have the solution that we hope for.
Amen. Thank you. Have a great week, and as much as it can be great, but we'll see you next month. Oh, during all the retrogrades. Bye-bye.
Bye.